Broad Street.
What time is it? What time is it? It is Fly Eagles Fly podcast time. That's what time it is. And even though I'm late, and that's on me, Jay's like, dude, where the hell you been, man? Speaking of time, brother.
Yeah, man.
Let's get to the podcast here. We are here at the Fly Eagles Fly podcast on Broad Street Misery. I am Corey Alexander, along with
J-Bliss,
who is always giving us the great insights and even things that we can ponder and go, I could have probably thought of that. So let's get into the good stuff here. We have got a quick turnaround, Jay, not only for us, but also for the Eagles. So let's get to some quick updates. Let's get a review of this first loss of the season, which we both have a lot to talk about. We were both unhappy.
Yeah.
Here's some quick things. We're going to get to game review in about 2 minutes, but I had to bring out a couple of things. Number one, your boy, CJGJ, you know where he's going?
No, where?
He is signing with the Ravens practice squad.
Ugh.
I know. Well, you know how they just traded. The Ravens just traded for a safety. They are desperate need for safety because you got Kyle Hamilton is injured.
Yeah.
And I think their other starting safety is injured. So they're down like two of their starters and they're like really hurting. So it makes sense. I don't know if they can handle it. They have a good culture there, but they do.
With that defense, they don't. That defense is horrible this year.
Well, the defense is horrible, but they have a pretty, with John Harbaugh and, the organization, it's a pretty good culture organization, though.
All right. Does he finish the year with them?
Okay. I'm not saying he will or won't, but I agree.
There's going to be another situation. I guarantee you.
They also opened Nakobe Dean's practice window, and they signed, and remember that Antoine Powell-Ryland, the guy who couldn't do anything? He was like the 7th round pick. They brought him back. I don't know why. I think we talked about this with Barkley. One of the main reasons we figured this out, I don't know if we did talk about this, but including this game, by the way, which we will get to. Last year, it was 4.2 yards before contact. 4.2, Jay. That's incredible. That's the offensive line just making gashing holes. This year, 1.8. So you're almost talking about 2.5 yards difference in contact that he is getting hit early and often.
That's the Kellen Moore offense versus Kevin Patullo's offense. That's all that is.
I think so too. But here's the thing: Jeff Stoutland is the blocking and running coordinator.
I get it, but again, the play call is different. You got it. It's a different scheme. It's a different play call. Like I see that they still running the motion, but it's not the same. They're not doing the same setup. It's a different setup and a different way to put your offense in place. The one other thing I need people to understand is NFL is a copycat league. And once they see a team has stopped Saquon, they're going to mimic that.
Right.
It's up to us to figure out the counter to that, and we're not doing it.
I agree.
So maybe this week is different. Maybe we start turning it around. Maybe this is the same week last year when we had the meeting. Everybody stayed around for the bye week, went into the next week, and start kicking ass. Well, not really, because we kind of struggled with the Browns, but after that, it was on and popping.
So real fast. So what Jay is referring to is that Saquon, AJ, and Jalen had a 3-person meeting this week, just the three of them on Monday, which was technically a work day, even though they didn't really have an official practice. And they got in early and they met as a threesome for, I believe they said 1 hour to 2 hours. It was a long meeting. And it was just the three of them. And they said it was all about football. It was not about pointing fingers. It was just about how can we get better? We're not doing well on offense. How can we get better? And I love that. I mean, I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I love that they all recognize, listen, we're the three leaders. We got to get our act together. This isn't going well. The only thing that I would say, Jay, is a little worrisome is they didn't have Kevin Patullo there, who I believe needs to be there and listen to what they got to say.
No, I don't think so. Because players play. Players play, coaches coach.
Right.
And, Jalen has the ability to change the play at the line of scrimmage, right? And, I just think that ultimately, and we'll get into this a little bit later, things are going to change. Like I said, 4-1 don't bother me. It's not the fact that they lost; it's how they lost.
Right.
The loss doesn't bother me. It's how you lost. Like, you had no business losing that game. I'd rather get blown out. I'd rather get blown out and get your
I love the Bucs.
Right, get your ass whooped and be like, wow, we got a lot to change. Not just meander through a game and be like, oh well, we let that one slip away. No, that's not what you're not going to do. You know what I mean? But I would rather it happen early in the season than they have this kind of loss
later in the season. Yeah, I got you.
Now I'm thinking about playoffs and like, this bullshit can happen in the playoffs. We got to the playoffs last year and I'm like, this shit ain't gonna never happen to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just see how things go. And my theory still holds true. Like, our defense is good enough to hold teams to 20 points or 17 to 20 points. We're not asking the world, Jalen. We asking you for 3 great drives that lead to touchdowns. That's all we ask you to do. The defense can handle the rest.
Yep.
And you couldn't even give us that.
Right. And we're going to get that because I showed it. That's the reason that the defense could have won this game had Jalen actually not gone 3 and outs 4 times in a row.
That right. Well, he only needed to complete one of them.
That's it.
He could have had it though. He could have had it if AJ finished that route. That was the one
we talked about. Yep.
So it's all there. Right. Jalen knows what he has to do. But like I say, let's not spoil everything. But we're going to get to those points. But y'all remember what I said.
All right, real fast. So it's basically real fast. The reason I want to make that point was it's passing the eye test. And we talked about this, Jay, that the O-line is not getting the job done. It's not that Barkley is perfect. He's missed the wrong holes. Offensive line has missed some blocks. They've called the wrong play. It's all a combination. But for sure, the eye test tells you the offensive line is not where it needs to be last year. And I told you right now, I don't know if I have it here offhand, but they were showing the rankings, the PFF rank. And I know rankings and statistics aren't always the best, but the rankings for each of those offensive linemen were way lower right now than they were last year. And I've got to tell you something, right? It's not the best, the be all end all. I get it, but it definitely gives you an indication that something is not cooking right now with the whole thing. So let me get to this real fast. We did sign Eli Ricks. It's weird. This is the craziest thing. We signed Jacob Sykes and J.J. Henry to the practice squad and released Eli Ricks and Antoine Powell-Ryland. And then the very next day, they reversed the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. That's the craziest thing ever. I know. Let Howie cook. I know. It's still the nutsiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
By the way, here's a crazy thing. Now, you're talking about Dean coming back, right? And you're saying we got to get him out there. Here's the craziest part. I looked this up for you because I know you like to be right, even though you're not right. I'm all right all the time, but you're wrong. But here's the thing. I'll give you credit for this. I compared Dean's season to Bond's season. Check this out. So Bond was a first-team All-Pro.
Mm-hmm.
He had 1 interception. Dean had 1 interception.
Mm-hmm.
Bond had 3.5 sacks. Dean had 3 sacks. And remember, all right, Bond had 11 tackles for loss. Dean had 9 tackles for loss.
Mm-hmm.
Bond had 5 quarterback hits. Dean had 6.
Mm-hmm.
They each had 4 pass breakups. Bond had 1 fumble recovery. Dean had 2 fumble recoveries. Bond had 151 tackles. Dean had 128.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost right down the line about even Steven.
Yeah.
How did Bain at least not get consideration for Pro Bowl? At least not be an alternate or something.
Well, number one is Bond was by far the leader, but you had all those other linebackers throughout the league that were all those numbers are about the same.
Right.
We just happen to have 2 on 1 team, which made us that much better.
Right.
And if Kobe Dean was by himself and Bond wasn't on the team, his numbers go up a little bit more, and maybe his consideration goes in that way. But when you got somebody like Bond right beside you, you can't help but, be involved and be a part of what's going on. Same thing with Campbell. Campbell looks great because he has good supporting system around him. If Campbell was by himself, he probably look crazy out there. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So like, when the Kobe Dean comes back, it's just a solidified person there where you're just not worried about the missed assignments. Obviously, things are going to happen. Like, Campbell's not there for every play. Shit, Bond missed a tackle last week. You know what I mean? It's like it happens, but I just feel more. We listen. When was the last time we didn't talk about linebackers?
Forever.
Exactly.
Maybe you're like Bill Berge.
We have a luxury right now.
Or actually, I'd say Byron Evans at period was probably pretty good.
Like I said, you got pockets of time. Obviously, the Trot era was good. I even
like Mike Caldwell and Sean Barber.
Right.
There were some good ones
the
here.
The Trot era was good before he left. When we went to Washington, when he came back, there was 2 years he was great. You know what I mean?
Great. Yep.
And it's just like we miss those type of things. You know what I mean? But now that we have it, it's like you're going to suffer somewhere. Like somewhere is going to suffer. We can't have two Quinyon Mitchells at cornerback. It's just not going to be. It's not possible. Somebody's going to have to be the weaker link. Somebody's got to be the weaker linebacker. Somebody's got to be the weaker tackle. You know what I'm saying? It's just it is what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So the Eagles have, by the way, speaking of that, we wondered about the Eagles defense, and we're going to get to that too. But the Eagles have already had 8 players, 24 years or younger, start at least 2 games this year. So that tells you there it's still a very young defense. And so when we get frustrated with them, you got to remember they're still very young.
Man, imagine where these people are going to be in year 3 or 4,
right?
And how good they're going to be, and who we can't keep. That's the other thing you have to realize. Some of these people are going to be beasts, and we can't keep them.
Right. By the way, also too, speaking of offensive line, Cam Jurgens did acknowledge to a reporter that he's still recovering from off-season back surgery. He's still not 100%.
No, I don't want to hear no excuses. You players play. If you hurt, get off the field, though.
All right, so let's get to the game. One of the things about the game was, and I heard Ray Didinger talking about this. He said that there was some people saying that they're not getting the play in on time. Both Sirianni and Jalen both acknowledge that the plays are coming in on time. So that doesn't seem to be an issue. I don't know if that's covering or whatever it is. But here's what Ray said. He said, there's definitely a thing where you see consistently the Eagles hike the ball with about 2 to 1 seconds left on that play clock every time.
Yeah.
And he said, do you notice that when they do a hurry up, they look brilliant? When they settle and they wait to the very last second, it's not as good. Now, he said, the other problem with that is when you wait for the last minute, you allow that defense to adjust because they can see things just like you can, and they will adjust to the very last minute just like you will. So he said when you slow it down like that, defense have that ability to react, and that is something that could be hurting them. I'm not saying that it is, but he's saying that could be hurting them.
Well, the reason why I disagree is because when a defense gives you their first look, then he has the idea of what he's going to do. He knows he knows what he's calling, right? So he comes out the huddle, he sees what the defense is doing. He's like, this is what we're going to the right, and they're all stacked to the right. So now I got to change the leverage so we can go back to the right or go left. So when he's pushing the play, he has to look at the leverage. Like, are we on the strong side? We're the weak side. Where do we have the advantage? So he has to change it based off of what they're doing, what they're lining up at.
I think, sorry to interrupt, but I think what he's saying is, you're right. So let's say there's 25 seconds left. They call the play at 15. They line up at about 11, 10 seconds. He then sees what they're doing. He rearranges it in like at the 6 or 5 minute mark or second mark, and they still wait till 1 second left. That gives 4 seconds to the defense also to readjust. They're like, oh, no, move over there. No, they readjust and move over there. I'm saying I think that's what he's saying is that they're doing.
I get it. But at the same time, if they call a blitz, you waiting on that time might lead that guy to start running a little early.
Okay.
Which is giving up information. That guy's lined up against his receiver, and all of a sudden his head turns or his foot turns. Where are you going? Hey, blitz is coming from this side. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the game within the game. Like you really, really, really got to understand. Like that's what I loved about Donovan McNabb. McNabb knew like immediately where the blitz was coming from. Like McNabb would look and be like, "Hey, he coming from right here."
Right.
And then they'd be like, "Damn," you know what I mean? But good quarterbacks can do that. You're right. But the hurry up offense, right? It can get you burnt too.
True.
It can get you burnt. I done seen us get sacked crazy hiking the ball fast. And the offensive line not be able to call out their protections, or the quarterback not be able to call out his protection.
Right.
And that's the important thing.
Yeah, I say it could go either way, right? I mean, there's definitely some truth to both sides of that whole thing. So
I feel better with him waiting to the last second to hike that ball than hike it before he's ready or really understand what's going on. And a perfect example of that is Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning would orchestrate everything to the last second and knew exactly what he was doing, where he was going. So, I think it's just a process of Jalen continue on what he's doing. The one thing that I don't see him do, and I hope he's watching and he hears this, is changing the snap count and his cadence to see if he can get a false start.
He does that sometimes with the tush push. He does do that, which is nice.
With the tush push, but like where's your everything is the same to me. Like everything sounds the same.
Yeah, for the regular offense. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so there's been rumors that, with this game, it kind of feels, I don't get it yet, but it feels a little bit like 2023 again, where they kind of went like 10-0, but they were barely winning, and like the stats didn't really back up the winning. I don't think we're there yet. I think this team is too mature for that. At the same time, it's got that feel of like they're almost bullying themselves into the win, but they're not taking the fact that they're just not winning well enough. And what happened Sunday is going to happen again until you make these adjustments.
Well, the other thing is I think because they went through 2023, I really don't see that happening again.
Neither do I. I agree.
So if we lose late, like championship game or something like that. But I don't see us losing not to get in the playoffs or losing where we lose first round of the playoffs. Like that's not happening.
Okay.
That's not happening. Not with this roster is not.
Right. So this is the sixth time in Eagles history they have blown a lead of at least 14 points in the fourth quarter at home. It's the first time in 7 years. And I was there 7 years ago when we did that to the Panthers. I'll never forget that one.
I remember I was there. I was in town. I was watching the game at Chicky and Pete's.
I was there live. It was disgusting.
And I was freaking pissed.
I was so upset. We were all, the whole stadium walked out angry. They didn't walk out silent. They walked out angry because it's
Cam Newton.
You should never have lost this game.
Not in a million years we should have lost that game. I remember that. I do remember.
So the Eagles offense, it's like they're just not sustaining drives. They're committing too much penalties. They're not stopping the run. They're not putting pressure consistently enough. Mm-hmm. They really fell apart at the late of the game, both offense and defense. I mean, again, and we'll talk about this in a sec, but it was really almost the offense leading the defense into this kind of pit of hell because the offense couldn't sustain anything. So then the defense is like, dude, we're going back out again. It's another 3 and out again. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
All you got to do is get like 2 first downs and you've worn down that defense and you've burned clock.
They can get mad about the offense going 3 and out, but you got the opportunity to stop their offense and going 3 and out. So it's like, you can get mad at them, but you can be like, dude, y'all can do the same thing. Like, what's the deal? You know what I mean?
But at the same time, I think one begets the other. And I think we've seen this play rehearsal happen too many times. But this is just like the Tampa Bay game. I mean, it's like, dude, you've got to be able to sustain some consistency throughout the game. You don't have to get like 10 play drives for 11 minutes. We get all that.
Right.
You can't put together like at least 2 or 3 first downs in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but what the thing about it is they had them off the field on that 4th down, and we got it. I mean, that dumb penalty, and then they was back out there again for another three downs.
Right.
So it's the penalties shot him in the foot too, defensively.
Yeah, we'll get to that as well. They didn't convert first down. They had terrible field position, by the way, again. Mm-hmm. And it looks like also, too, just from a play calling standpoint, the Eagles aren't really handling the blitz well. I think Hurts is doing pretty well with it, but Hurts also had some bad points on Sunday, too.
Yeah, I disagree with us not handling the blitz well. I mean,
from a play calling standpoint, like if you see the blitz coming in, maybe hand it off, maybe do a short read. If you look at the stuff, right? So I looked at some catch 22 on a lot of blitz calls. They still had Donovan and AJ running fly patterns on blitz calls. Where's the hot read? Where's Dotson? Where's Goddard? There was no hot reads for that blitz. And that's why there was only one time I saw where Donovan or Hurts, and you say Donovan, I keep saying it now, where Hurts had a quick out to Calcaterra and didn't take it. He just held the ball. He looked at him, didn't throw it, could have had it. Other than that, there were times where it was the route running. They're running routes that should be for like first down, not third down and blitzes.
They're doing a lot of up and arounds, like
right.
Hooks. And I'm like, dude, why do y'all keep running hooks? Like, what is this, high school?
Exactly. It's like a button hook every time. Like, go out to the 30 and turn around, I'll hit you. It's like, no.
Like, why y'all not coming across that middle, man? Why y'all not coming across the field?
So again, it's not like they're not handling the blitz well. They're not handling the play calling for that blitz well. They got to be calling much better quick outs, maybe a quick slant, something. When you have a blitz like that and you have two guys like coming in the middle, the middle's got to be open. So where's the hot read? It's just something where for Patullo, is the game too big for him? And does he not understand what this is? This guy's been around for 10 years with Sirianni.
We're going to find out soon enough.
So not only did they blow the 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, but they saw their franchise-tying winning streak end at 10.
Yeah.
As well as a 12-game winning streak overall, which is their longest since 1947 through 1949. So they had a 12-game winning streak and a 10-game home winning streak that was both ended on the same day, which is a tough one. The biggest thing is my thing. We'll get us into 4 points in a second. My biggest thing is the Eagles have been, we just talked about this, have been knee deep, steeped in penalties this year. I mean, every game it's 8 or 9 penalties, and it's a disaster. And it's not just penalties of like, okay, false start, 5 yards, and we still went down and scored. It's been like drive-killing offensive penalties and drive-extending defensive penalties. Just like you pointed out. I mean, they were off the field. Next you know, you have a penalty. They're back on the field again for 3 more plays. Yeah. Can't happen. This is how you lose games, and that's exactly what happened. So, and just like the fourth quarter was a catastrophe. You had defensive holding in the end zone by Quinyon Mitchell, which definitely was. There was a holding on Brent Toth to wipe out a big first down run by Saquon in the fourth. There was an illegal man downfield, Tyler Steen, to race a first down completion to Smith. There was an illegal shift by Barkley to wipe out a 30-yard gain to Devontae Smith. And then there was an unnecessary roughness on Zach Bond. So that's 5 penalties in 13 minutes, all in the fourth quarter, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 huge 5 penalties in a quarter. That's almost unheard of. You almost have to try to be an asshole just to get 5 penalties in 1 quarter, and devastating penalties.
Yep.
So there was 9 penalties for 55 yards overall in a game. And to me, that all comes down to coaching. That is discipline right now going bad. Remember, Andy Reid had this problem too. Andy Reid, the time management and penalties were always big with him throughout his entire career. I think they've gotten a little bit better with Kansas City, but I need a coach that's going to be like, there's going to be penalties. I mean, you're going to take away financial stuff from you when you're committing penalties in a game.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to our 4 points tonight. We're going to do our 4 points. We got our game balls. We got our drama queen, and we also got our grades, and we're going to go through each of those. But let's get to the 4 points tonight. Jay, what do you got for your first point?
4 quarters for Patullo.
4 quarters.
Yeah.
I like that. He needs to coach for 4 quarters, not 2.
Yeah. I'm done with the whole, like, all right, well, we got the scripted plays. We got this, we got that. I need adjustments. I need consistency. I need to see what you have. Like, you had a thing going with the option route to Goddard. Like that, we were getting through that every time. That was a good play. I thought you were setting something up later with that same play, but apparently we never saw it. I was like, he's setting something up for this. That's why he keep doing it. He's gonna set something up. It's gonna go for a big play. I'm still waiting. So, and then you had a delay run with Saquon through a gap and he got 8-9 yards, right?
Yep.
But we only had 6 rushes.
Do you know he had only one rush in the second half? One carry.
6 rushes
total, but only 1 rush in the second half. 1 rush.
So yeah, and that's what we should have been running clock.
Exactly. You're up 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
I think you said the 2 most important points there within that 1 point, which is adjustments and consistency, which we have not seen all year.
Nope. Not for him.
My first thing was, and we just talked about it, too many penalties. Just way too many penalties. It's an undisciplined team. And your boy Carter, once again, offsides, first down. A big, huge fourth down. They were just trying to get you off sides, and guess what? He bit.
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking game with this guy, there's something bad. I have not seen this guy do well all year.
That one didn't lead to a touchdown, though.
It led to a field goal. They got a field goal out of it.
They were going to give up the field goal anyway. I was fine with it.
I think the field goal would have been like 60 yards. I don't know if he would have hit that one.
Listen, that one didn't decide the game.
I didn't like it. I still don't like it.
That's fine. That's
don't
fine.
Move.
It didn't decide the game. That's what I'm saying.
Next time I'm like, Carter, get off the field. I'm going to put somebody else in there. It's not going to fucking move. All right, number 2, 4 point.
Penalties will cost you. That was my number 2. So penalties will cost you the game, and we discussed that when we kind of understand what it is, and we're gonna have to see a better output on Thursday.
Absolutely. My thing was the up and down offense, which you alluded to too. It's just, again, adjustments, consistency. We have not seen this all year, and we'll talk about the Giants game of what I want to see. But that is going to be basically my preview of what I need to see from this team. All right, number 3 for you.
Run the ball. Period. So the thing that I got people to understand is we are a run the ball team. We have to run the ball, whether it's through Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley. We have to run the ball. We don't have a team that allows 6 carries for an entire game. Our running back needs to touch the ball more than 20 times a game. Ain't no question about it. I don't care if you only get 40 yards. 20 times he needs to touch the ball out of the backfield. I don't give a damn what's going on. If he's carrying that ball, we win the game because the clock is running. The clock is running. Time is running out. That's period. 25 times he needs to touch the ball. And if you go back and look at our stats, when he does carry the ball more than 20 times, we win.
I know. It's unfathomable that he had 1 carry.
I guarantee you, we go back and we look. We had a streak going.
Right.
We had a streak going. So what was the difference? 6 carries for your running back. That was the difference. That was your difference.
All right. So number 3 for me was the lack of pass rush. You have 1 defensive end, 1 that got a sack.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a guy who wasn't even in your training camp, wasn't even on your team the first week of the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
These guys have got to start getting home, and it's scaring me that this has really become a concern because Jalen Carter is not getting the pressure that he used to do last year. I don't know what is going on in his head. He is definitely out of shape. He definitely gets. I don't know how he was not in shape in camp. I don't know what happened between camp and now. Like, well, all of a sudden, why he's not in shape. But he's got to get his ass in shape. Huh?
Who are you talking about?
Jalen Carter. He said it himself.
Wait a minute. Jalen Carter pass rush, that ain't got nothing to do with him.
I'm saying, but the pass rush in general, I know the DEs we're talking about, but the pass rush in general in the middle has been weak.
Nah, I disagree, man.
Jalen Carter does not have 1 sack this year.
He didn't have sex he didn't have sex his first year. He didn't have sex his second year. He he causes problems. Trust me when I tell you, he's not the sack getter. He's the mayhem that happens that causes everybody else to eat.
He had 6 sacks last year.
That was last year, but the year before that, he had nothing.
That was his second year. Yeah, I know. His rookie year, he had like 3.
Listen, now, let me explain something to you. Let me clear the air here. Don't ever, if anybody's doing anything right, it's Jalen Carter. Nobody else is doing everything. Jalen Carter is the one that when teams play the Eagles, they are game planning against number 98. They're not worried about nobody else. Nobody else. Everybody's job is stop 98. We don't care about number 90. We don't care about number 52. We don't care about number 58. We don't care about nobody else. Stop 98. That's what everybody's game plan is. So when you say he's not doing enough, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Go watch the game again, and trust me, they're doing things to stop him.
Yeah, but Aaron Donald still got through.
Aaron Donald was a different dude.
That's what they liken him to.
Okay, well they liken the Harold Miner to Michael Jordan.
Oh my God, that was a disaster. Woo!
Exactly. Just let Jalen Carter be Jalen Carter, man. It's going to turn around, man. Trust me when I tell you. And it's going to be havoc. It's going to be havoc. It'll be hell to pay for a lot of people. But I know that's your point. But I can't. I was like, first of all, I thought I misheard you. I'm like, who you talking about? And he was like, Jalen Carter. Like, nah, like you might
well,
not.
He acknowledged he's out of shape.
You're not gonna blame this pass rush on Jalen Carter. It's not.
And Vic has said he's out of shape. But everybody's acknowledged that he's out of shape. So he needs to get his ass in gear.
You keep saying out of shape, and I don't understand what that means.
Well, he acknowledged it. I don't know. Ask Jalen, because even he said he's like, yeah, I'm a little out of shape. And then Vic said the same thing. So ask them. Okay. They said it.
Okay.
All right, number 4 for you on 4 points.
Shut up, AJ. AJ Brown, shut up. Because this is the part that I need people to understand, right? Like, we got a good thing going. And this was the point everybody was trying to make before. And Jalen Carter said it. Saquon Barkley said it. I don't care if I don't get any sacks as long as I win the game. Jalen Carter said that.
Yeah, he did.
As long as I win the game. And AJ, you got all the passes you wanted to get this game. So much so that we ran our running back 6 times. And we lost the game. You got your stats, but we lost the game. Shut up. If we run the ball 40 times and you get 1 catch, that one game when you had 1 catch, guess what happened? We won. We won. We won.
By the way, if you want to nominate Jay for new wide receivers coach for the Eagles, I would be happy to start submitting that petition.
I don't want to be a wide receivers coach because I don't have to deal with nobody that's going to complain about not getting the ball. My whole thing is, dude, you winning. It's going to be a game where the Pittsburgh game, we had 3 touchdowns.
Right.
The Pittsburgh game, he had 3 touchdowns. And we was like, yo, AJ, that dude, right? Next game, you ain't playing against AJ. AJ ain't had 3 touchdowns that game, but you wasn't complaining, though. Because people going to step up and they're going to do what they got to do. But you keep talking and, I got to get the ball. What do you think that DB was thinking? What do you think Patrick Sertain was thinking coming into the game against the Eagles? They're going to try to feed AJ all game.
Yeah, he was waiting for him.
Waiting for it. Shut up.
All right, number 4 for me was consistency. And we talked about that enough, I think. But I would really like to see in this Giants game, I know we're jumping ahead a little bit, just consistency on both sides of the ball. This should not be a difficult game to win, and there really should be more consistency. I just want to see a good game plan on both sides executed from first quarter to fourth quarter, completely fourth quarter, not early fourth quarter, the whole fourth quarter.
Right.
So we shall see. Who's your game ball?
Devontae Smith.
You took mine. I didn't even see yours.
Devontae Smith, dog.
I said the same thing because here's the thing, too, and I don't know if you're going to agree, but there's a guy who shuts up and plays ball.
He was balling out.
And he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything before or after or in between.
He was balling out. I mean, I forgot that was him because he had the pink shoes on and AJ had the red shoes on, and I kept thinking it was AJ that got the ball.
Yeah.
He was balling out. And he almost caught that ball.
He almost did.
I was like, yo, he almost had that shit, too.
But he is.
Speaking of which, though, did you see the all 22 film?
No. What did it have?
Did you know when Jalen threw the ball, he ran to the end zone? He
did
for a tip. Yeah, like he threw the ball and ran. If they had tipped the ball back out of the end zone, Jalen Hurts would have caught that and ran in.
No shit.
And I'm like, dude, you got down there and dude, that was a 30. It was like the 30. It was like a 40-yard run. He was just like, what? As soon as he threw it, he was just going. I was like, "Who are you following your shot? Like, what are you doing? Like, where you going?" Like, I was like,
he was trying to box out.
He was like, "Yo," he was like, "It's off. Hold on." I was like, "Let me go get my rebound." Yeah, that was crazy.
It's just he's so unappreciated. That guy is so good. He is just so good, and he just gets a game ball just for the professional that he is.
Right.
Who's your drama queen this week?
AJ Brown.
And we know why. Okay. My drama queen is Patullo. I mean, this guy, every week there's some kind of drama with him, with that offense.
Yeah.
And I can't, you said the players play, but the coaches coach. And if that's true, this coaching is not going well. And I don't need him to score like 1,000 points like Detroit. I just need you to score 25. That's it. And you should be with this offense. It should be automatic that you have 24 points. 3 touchdowns and a field goal should be automatic.
Yep. 14 and 14 each half should be very easy for us to do.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
I agree. The defense is good enough to keep those teams underneath that. And I mean, it's just like I said, like you got a blueprint. Like it shouldn't be that hard, but you should not be struggling to get 4 touchdowns, like for real.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get into our grades.
Yeah.
So give me your offensive grade.
A D.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I gave him a C overall, just because they did play well in the first half. But again, it's like you got like an A- for the first half, you got an F for the second half. So it just peters out to a C.
Yeah.
Defense.
C.
Okay. I had them at B- just because again they played so well. It's only really one quarter that they kind of collapsed, and I hear what you're saying, but I still blame the offense a little bit more than I blame the defense because, yeah, they could ball out too. I get it, but if the offense, God forbid, they get more than 1 first down in the entire second half, that would have been a different ball game to me. Special teams.
B.
Yeah, I gave them a B+ because I still think they were pretty solid overall, but the return game is still dog shit, and it's got to change. Coaching.
D.
Wow, I gave him a B-, but I probably D is probably better. Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, think about it, man. It's like, dude, you had 17 points, you up 17-3, and y'all couldn't figure something out to get one more touchdown.
Well, that's true because here's the thing. I gave Vic Fangio like an A+ through like mid fourth quarter. I mean, he was doing everything right.
I mean, one more touchdown wins the game.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Broncos wouldn't have had anything.
No.
Let's go through a little bit too. The offense, when Barkley scored the 45-yard thing, that was 17-3 early in the third quarter. And Kevin Tula was pretty aggressive all game. And then all of a sudden, punt, 5 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, total of 9 yards on 4 drives. Yep. 9 yards on 4 drives.
Yep.
Unacceptable.
Yep.
And this is the thing we talk about consistently. They look great for certain stretches, right? A half here, a half there, a drive here, a drive there, and then they look pathetic. And they do it at the most critical times that you're like, okay, we just need, like you were saying, just one drive. And when the time that they need it, they can't pull it out. And that's weird to say about Hurts and this offense because usually they come up clutch every time. Hurts more times than not has won games at the end of the game like that.
Here's the thing. They still almost did it in the fourth quarter. But I still think they needed that loss.
Again, the balance too, like you were saying too. Where is the balance? They've lost their identity with this team. Your identity is running the football.
On the ball. I would never thought we would have to say this ever again. But run the ball. And I think we will see it on Thursday.
I think so too. You're paying
AJ might get 2 targets.
You're paying this guy $20 million. Run the damn ball.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's weird that they just didn't get him involved, but I thought it was also too as a mixed bag on Jalen Hurts. So he had some big throws, and his final numbers were nice. In his last 3 starts, he's thrown 7 TD passes and no picks. But I think you have to agree with this. He also has a lot of misses, including some couple of deep balls that were there for him. There was a couple of deep balls that he threw. Now, AJ did slow up a little bit, right? We talked about that. But there was a couple of long passes that he threw. I mean, the pass to Devontae Smith where he caught it and he got tackled right away. If he leads him just a little bit more, he's gone.
I think his passing is great. I do. I think that think about the one of Devontae at the end where Saquon got the illegal motion.
Right.
That was a dot, man. That was great.
But you're not hearing me. I'm saying that there is times where he's looked brilliant, but there's like certain times where he is off, and you got to admit he ain't perfect. So there's definitely times he's off.
Well, but here's the thing: the one thing about the one where you said if he had led him more. Well, at that point, I think he had to put more touch on the ball so that Devontae could get under the ball. Because, like I said, you lead them too fast, they're not catching up to that ball. And sometimes you got to put a little bit more air on it so that the receiver can see it, contact it, and then get their speed to get up under the ball. But if you just let that thing go and that receiver ain't got a chance to look back and see where it is and it's already above them, it's too late. They ain't going to catch it.
Hey, you're getting paid $30 million a year. Catch the damn ball. I don't give a shit. I don't want your excuses. Excuses are for losers.
When I see you in person, I'm gonna send you a couple routes. I'm like, hey, just go. Go with a go route. And I'm gonna pump once and I'm gonna let it go. I ain't gonna put no air under it. I'm gonna go catch it, Corey. And then I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna put air up under it. And you be like, yo, that was a lot better. Like,
I'm calling Jay out. Excuses are for losers. Yeah. How about that, Jay? You don't like it when I turn it around on you. Yeah. And by the way, man, if you throw me a go route and I'm making $30 million a year, you best believe I'll be catching it. But you ain't paying me $30 million a year.
Okay. It sounds good, man. It sounds good on the podcast.
And you got to admit a little bit too, his pocket awareness this game wasn't great. It was decent, but not great. He took sacks he shouldn't have taken. He's holding the ball a little bit. There's definitely routes where he could have thrown out. I told you the one with the Calcaterra, he was there, clutched it, went down. So,
but I also heard Tony Romo say, I like that he kept that one.
There was one he said that. That wasn't the one I'm thinking of, but there was another one where.
So I would take Tony's word over me saying, oh, get rid of the ball, because you're not putting the ball in danger. Would you rather him throw the ball and turn it over, or would you rather him take the sack and get one more play? And I'm like that, like this, I'll take that all the time.
But he took a career high 6 sacks.
Well, a lot of them was him going out of bounds before the line of scrimmage. And like, so
there was two of those. There was 2 of those.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Yeah.
And running back has been such a big part of his effectiveness. And he finished with, he
didn't run at all this game.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
They didn't have any quarterback design runs.
Yeah, I know. And that's the other part too, that dude, your best strength is Jalen pulling that ball back and running, or Saquon running and then setting up that big play. That's your bread and butter. Don't get away from what you know is your offense.
I think we see that more of that on Thursday.
Yeah. So what do you see? Let me get to some of the grades here, like just some deeper stuff. So, Smith had 8 catches, 114 yards. And then Moss interfered with one of his things. So he also pulled a catch on a slant route, a 21-yard catch on a slant route, which was nice. Brown had 5 catches for 43 yards, but only 1 catch in the second half. Now that, too, a little concerning as well. It's something where had you ran the ball more, I guarantee AJ would have had 3 or 4 catches in that second half.
Right.
Guaranteed it.
Right.
And Brown did ease up on that deep route that caused Hurts to overthrow him late in the third quarter, which I was kind of pissed about.
I think
Dallas Goedert caught.
I think they go with that play, the first play against the Giants.
Yep. Dallas Goedert caught his team high 4th touchdown this year, which so good for him.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me with the receivers right now, can you guess what it is? What the one I'm still like befuddled about?
Dotson.
Where is this dude? Where is this guy?
That's his job to get open.
I get it, but I can't believe this guy's covered every time. I can't believe it.
Maybe
AJ, every time I look at AJ,
look at the routes they running. Why wouldn't he be covered?
I see AJ being covered. I see Devontae Smith sort of being covered.
Look at the routes there. Ask Kevin Patullo what kind of routes he putting them on.
But here's the thing. Just in general, just put all that aside for a second. Just in general, you got to believe that Dotson's open more than once a game. We got to believe that, right?
I don't know. I'm not looking at the all 20. Let me see the all 22.
All right.
Let me look at the routes he's running. Like, why is he running a stop here?
I'm telling you, he's open.
Okay. All right.
Offensive line, man. Oof. So Lane Johnson and Malata had some tough assignments against Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper. Those guys are good, and they held up though.
Yeah.
Bonito had 2.5 sacks, but I believe 1.5 or maybe even 2 of those was him pushing like Hurts out with like with 1 yard short of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because he beat either tackle or anything. So Dickerson is out. And by the way, Dickerson, we'll get to that in a second if he's in or out for Thursday. Brett Toth, I guess he seemed to do okay. Toth did. I didn't see anything good or bad. But he did have a holding penalty in the fourth quarter that just killed him.
Well, I think Dickerson needs to sit out this game, and give him that 10-day rest. But if he comes out on the first quarter when they come back off this rest when they play the Vikings, he needs to sit out for a few weeks.
Yeah, I think so too. He's just too banged up.
Yep.
Tyler Steen and Cam Jurgens were, I guess, decent, but they had some errors. They had some penalties too. So it's tough for this. I'm telling you, it's just tough. So, by the way, the Broncos had netted just 168 yards in 3 quarters and 3 points and 10 first downs in the first 8 drives. And it looked like the Eagles had everything. And then Denver had TD drives of 64 and 72 yards and 10 first downs on those 2 drives alone. 10 first drives, all of the first 3 quarters. And then they had 10 first downs and 2 drives. That's crazy. Did you think at this game at all that Sean Payton kind of outcoached Vic in the fourth quarter? Yeah.
No, it was penalties, dude. It wasn't, dude, listen, we're off the field without the penalties.
Right.
He didn't do anything like mind-blowing. Bo Nix ain't that dude. He threw up a prayer that Sutton got over Quinion. That was a prayer. Like, I'm not, no. I mean, here's the thing. We won't ever play Denver again this year. They're not going to the fucking Super Bowl. So I ain't worried about that.
I have to say this thing. 2 other concerns I have is, number one, the run defense. The run defense has become a big liability. The Broncos piled up 130 rushing yards, 4.5 average. J.K. Dobbins moved the sticks, 20 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
I don't care. I don't give a damn. Vic Fangio defense is bend but don't break. You get into the red zone, I'm confident. I'm like, yeah, and 3 points. If you get 7, you won't do it again. I dare you. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
Without the penalties, I'm not worried about it. I don't care nothing about you starting at that 35 and you getting down to the 20-yard line. Kick your field goal, get off the field. Congratulations. You got down to the 20. Thank you.
Do you feel that Jordan Davis has been a little quiet the past 2 games?
Yeah, I think he's been quiet, but I don't think that – and I've seen too many first downs when we do stop the run and they start off with 2nd and 11 or 2nd and 12.
Okay.
Like we're not thinking about those. We only thinking about, he got a big runoff. So what? He got a big runoff. Did they get a touchdown? No. They got 3 points out of that whole situation. But he got 40 yards on that run. How many points did they get? 3. Shut up. The defense did what they're supposed to do when they got to the red zone.
I hear you. The only thing, again, I'm just talking about concern. You like to get into like absolute black and white. But here's the thing. They've allowed at least 100 yards in all 5 games. They've had at least 4-point yards per carry against everybody other than the Bucs. So they shouldn't be allowing 4.7 yards per carry and 127 yards a game. They just shouldn't.
Doesn't matter. Like I told you last week, and I'm gonna tell you again, the stats is for losers. I don't give a fuck about them stats, man. We are 4-1. I don't care if somebody runs 200 yards on us each game. We're 4-1. It's those stats do. This Scatterboo or whoever his name is on Thursday. If he run for 200 yards and they got 12 points, what do I care?
But what if he runs?
When we play Detroit, Montgomery and Gibbs are going to have a good running day. Both of them will have good running days. But how many points they're going to score is the question. When they get to the red zone, are they scoring?
Yeah, but what if Scatterboo runs for 200 yards and they beat us 30-10?
They won't. You know that damn shit ain't happening, man. Stop playing.
All right. The other thing is, too, is that Hunt, J-Alex Hunt's been a little silent, too. That's the other thing that's a little concerning is that he has not really been the guy that we saw in the playoffs. It probably hurts that you don't have Nolan Smith on the other side. I get that. But I need to see more from Hunt as this season goes on. So Jordan Davis often was the nose in the 5-man front. I think he struggled a little to get off his block a couple of times. So again, he's been quiet. He's not been terrible. He's just been quiet. Mm-hmm. Darius Smith got the sack, and Ojulari, I guess, was okay. He was a little active. He wasn't game breaking, but he's okay. I would like to see him have a nice game against his old team. We'll see if that happens. Mm-hmm. But Uche and Ojulari, nothing that made me crazy. You're right. The Jalen Carter did have a forced hurry on a 3-yard loss on a check down. He gave Mike McGlinchey kind of all he could handle all day. Ajomo, he's up and down, man. As much as I love him, he's been a little up and down. He's had some great games and then some just so-so games. But by the way, Byron Young appeared to get blocked out of his gap responsibility on the Dobbs 10-yard run. So we have a couple of guys in the D tackles that need to step it up a little bit. I thought Bond and Campbell were fine.
Mm-hmm.
Bond had 12 tackles. Campbell had 11. These guys are all over the field. But Bond, I think, did have one of his lesser performances. He had obviously the late hit was no good. His blitz B forced Nixon to started taking a grounding penalty. He was also the closest in coverage on Trent Sherfield's 15-yard running catch in the second quarter. So I think as you were talking, there was one missed tackle. I think he just took a bad angle. I don't know if he missed the tackle, but he took a bad angle to that one on Nix's 15-yard scramble in the third quarter. So cornerbacks, Keely Ringo, I don't know. What did you think?
They got to tackle, man. He's got to learn how to tackle.
Yeah.
He had one good tackle, but he got to learn how to tackle.
He was locked up on Mims on the deep third down heave just before the break. Broncos had some success running at Ringo. I think that's what your point is, that he just doesn't tackle. They're running a lot at him.
And he gave up the 2-point conversion. Yep.
He also missed another tackle in the second quarter. So, yeah, I agree. Cooper DeJean had a strip sack overturned in the first quarter, which sucked. He tackled pretty well. I thought he did go. Quinyon had a great 3 quarters. His fourth quarter was a little dicey, but it's going to happen. As you would say, I don't see Mitchell having that bad of a quarter ever again.
Right.
Makuba played every snap, spent most of the day and kept Nix from completing many throws downfield, so that was good. I thought Makuba played fine, and Blankenship was pretty good too. Brandon Mann averaged only 39 yards a punt. That was probably his lowest I've ever seen him do. Mm-hmm. His first punt was 68 yards, and kicked his coverage. So Mims had a 22-yard return, which kind of sucked. Dotson fair caught his first 4 punts. You got to get him out of there. He's not doing anything. He did have a 16-yard punt return once, but that was his 5th attempt. So one return out of 5. It's not good. Right. Shipley had a 37-yard kick return in the fourth quarter. That was finally good, but Tank Digsby and Shipley miscommunicated on the first one, on the first kick. Did you ever see that?
Yep.
And Bisbee fielded the ball in the end zone and had an 18-yard return. I mean, he's terrible. This is the worst. I know, let Howie cook. This is one of the worst trades I think I've ever seen so far for me.
Yeah.
Jake Elliott connected all the extra points and field goals, so that was pretty good. So here we go. So let's do the quick Eagles stats before we get into our preview. Eagles offense is at 30th overall. That was 30th last week too. 261 yards. Dallas is the number 1 offense in the NFL. Eagles 31st in passing. That remains the same also from last week. San Francisco's number 1. Eagles are 25th in rushing. That's down from 16 last week. Washington's number 1 in rushing. They're now 14th in scoring. They were 7th at 25 points per game. Detroit is the best at 34. Eagles defense, 20th overall. They were 22nd. At 338 yards a game. Atlanta's number 1 at 244. They're 15th in passing. They were 17th. Atlanta, they're 22nd in rushing now. They were 21st. Cleveland's number 1 at 75. Last but not least, they're 16th in scoring defense. They were 16th last week. They were 22nd before, so they're giving up 22 points a game. Houston is so now they're above our normal 17 that you like to be at, which I agree that they maybe can get back there. Houston,
with the next 3 games, of course.
All right, let's get to our top 5 and then our Giants preview. So who do you got for number 5?
Tampa.
I have Tampa too. Who's number 4?
Colts.
Woo. All right, I got San Fran at 4. Number 3?
Lions.
Number 3 is Lions. I have Eagles.
You're a sucker, man.
Number 2 for you.
The Bills.
Number 2 is the Bills. I have number 2 is the Lions. And number 1, still the Eagles. I got Bills as number 1. I dropped Eagles 2.
You got Bills at number 1 and they lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, that's a division game, man. It's all right. So ESPN ESPN has Lions, Bills, Eagles, Bucks, Colts. They like the Colts like you do. Interesting that the NFL has one of my former top 5 in there, but I don't have it anymore. But they have Lions, Eagles, number 2, Bills, Bucks, Seahawks. So we seem to be in line. I seem to be in line with ESPN and NFL. You seem to be in line.
They
with
all
J-Bliss.
wrong, and I'm the only one that's right. And I'm gonna prove y'all wrong again.
Let's get to our Eagles Giants preview. First and foremost, let's start here. Going into this game, Eagles are 4-1. That's not a bad place to be, especially considered the schedule that they've had so far, the teams they've played so far. That's pretty darn good. We easily could be like 3-2 going in this and been happy with that. Agreed?
Not 3-2, no.
You don't think they could have been 3-2? There could have been another loss in there?
I didn't have them pick 3-2 when we first did this.
You got them 4-1 going into this game?
Yeah. Okay. I had us losing to the Chiefs, though.
Okay. They share the best record in the NFC. The good thing is that the Eagles are mature. I still think they're a mature team. I think they're not like putting their head down. They're having meetings. They're getting focused. I think if they can get through this Giants game and have a pretty solid win, we're going to see a cruising into the bye week, I believe.
We're going to listen. The next 3 games is going to be easy.
Yeah, they have an opportunity to go 7-1, and they should take that opportunity.
These next 3 games are going to be easy.
So here we go. So the Giants conducted a walkthrough on Tuesday. Their linebacker, offensive tackle, linebacker, and wide receiver did not participate. 2 of their safeties, one as a starting safety, were limited. Drew Phillips was one of their good CBs, a hip. He was limited. And Tyrone Tracy, he's got a bad shoulder running back. So Jackson Dart, by the way, is full participant, so he should be good to go, even though he's got a hammy issue. It looks like Grant Calcaterra and Landon Dixon will not be playing. There's a 90% chance they are not playing on Thursday. They're not practicing all week. I don't think that they would just not practice Dickerson and then put him in the game. I don't see that just happening, and I think his ankle's too busted. Saquon Barkley, Jahad Campbell, Byron Young, all limited, but they all should be playing based on reports. Giants defensive front would probably be our biggest challenge all game. They have defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence, edge rushers Thibodeau and Brian Burns, and they have, of course, Abdul Carter from Penn State. Quite a thing. So right there, they have 10 sacks this year. We have 7, so they're not like they're crushing it. A lot of teams have handled them so far, but Carter is the guy who is certainly going to want to keep your eye on. He lines up everywhere, sort of like Micah Parsons, and he has been very successful so far, but the opportunity should be there for the defense to force turnovers, though, against the Giants, who are tied for third to last in the league in turnover differential. They had a 5 turnover performance on 5 consecutive possessions against the Saints. So I think that you're seeing Dart, kind of still, even though he has some guts and some play in him, he is going to come against a Fangio defense that I would say, Jay, my prediction is that we're going to have at least 3 turnovers. Good. My prediction.
Good.
And 3 of those by the way, 3 of the turnovers of those 5 turnovers against the Saints came from Jackson Dart. He had 2 picks and a fumble. So I think that could happen. Eagles have a 4-1 record, by the way, in the last 5 seasons in Thursday night games, tied for the second best winning percentage, including that Dallas win this year. The Giants, not so good. They're 0-5 on Thursday night games in the last 4 seasons. 3 of those against combined. So the Giants are ranked.
I don't care if the Giants was undefeated. I don't never worry about the Giants ever.
Giants have the 19th ranked offense. Pretty well balanced between run and pass. I mean, they're 19th ranked, but they're middle of the road in both, running and passing offense. So their defense is 26th in the league, which is kind of crazy for a defensive talented front as they have. But they got a lot of injuries. So they're 24th in passing, 26th in rushing, which should tell you what?
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this all works out.
All right, as we wind down here, give me your Giants preview with the score.
Eagles 35, Giants 10.
Okay, so I'm predicting that there's going to be I have 3 turnovers, I have 5 sacks, and I think we finally break out offensively because I think we're going to handle that defensive front, and I think you're going to see also 35, but I do think we're going to give up 14 points. I think we give up 2 touchdowns, So 35-14. I know. 35-14 on my end, and I think we have a big victory.
Who's scoring for them? First of all, like,
trivia for the night. Zach Bond is already the first Eagles linebacker with at least 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception in consecutive seasons. Since who? Again, Zach Bond is the first Eagle linebacker with at least 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception in consecutive seasons. Since what linebacker did it 3 years in a row? By the way, Hurts rushing for 13 TDs this year, and he has that through 4 straight games. He will become only the 3rd player in NFL history with 4 straight seasons with at least 13 rushing touchdowns. 4 straight seasons with at least 13 rushing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 people that have done that through more than 4 straight seasons. Who are they? And here's a hint. They ain't quarterbacks, which is an amazing feat for Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, only 8 players have rushed for more touchdowns than Hurts in their first 6 seasons. You ready for this? That list includes Emmitt Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Alexander, Adrian Peterson, Eric Dickerson, Earl Campbell, Terrell Davis, and Jim Brown. Those are the only people that have more rushing touchdowns in their first 6 seasons, and they are running backs in a time when you used running backs. There you go. All right, so we enter the trivia question tonight. We've got again, we got clothes, we got mugs, we got glasses, we got all kinds of stuff. Go to BroadStreetMisery.com. We have a great store with all kinds of merchandise. If you have the trivia question, put it in comments. I'll get producer get back to you. He'll be sending you out some prizes right to your address. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Again, the trivia question, Zach Bond already the first Eagles linebacker with at least 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception in consecutive seasons since what linebacker had it 3 years in a row? All right, that is it for us tonight. You've got our Eagles review. We got our Eagles preview of the Giants game, which Jay and I'll be watching. I'll be yelling. He'll be quiet. And we'll have our usual cigar moments during that game. Every week, please tune in. We have Apple Tunes. We've got Spotify. We've got Facebook. We've got Instagram. We've got TikTok. We've got YouTube, all under Fly Eagles Fly Podcast, as well as Broad Street Misery. Please tune in. We love to hear from you. We love all your comments. Thank you for tuning in every week. As always, I am Corey Alexander along with
J-Bliss.
And we will see you next Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Have a great night.